Hey, this is Trader Travis, and I want to know if you have a fear of losing money, because in this video, I'm going to share 3 powerful tips that help me as well as a lot of my students move past those fears. Because whenever I begin to work with someone to teach them how to trade the stock market, I generally ask, what do you want to learn and what are some of the things you struggle with? And 90% of the answers always revolve around that topic of fear. It's almost like we're looking for a sure thing that works 100% of the time and is never going to, cause us to lose money. I always say, look, if you ever find that, please let me know because I haven't found it. But what I have discovered is that losing money is a part of all successful investing. And the trick is to learn how to lose a little so you can make a lot. So if you have that fear, it's perfectly normal. Even I still have it as of today. I never did pay $1,000 to some, psychologist or psychiatrist to help me get rid of that fear. I just found ways of succeeding with the fear still being present. So in the video you're about to watch, it's a snippet of a live call I had with a group of students who took part in one of my training programs. And in this snippet, I shared 3 tips to help them deal with their investing fear. I hope you enjoy. Next thing here is I asked, was trading stressful? And I was totally surprised here that it was like 50-50, or really more of you said trading was stressful. That honestly surprised me because based on the emails we get, I would have never known that unless I asked. So I'm glad I asked. And when I asked why is trading stressful, here are the answers I got. I'm scared to lose too much money. I'm making a bad trade and losing money due to lack of knowledge. These are 2 separate answers. I have lost a lot in the past, hence scared. Just placing too many trades, losing trades, and getting discouraged. So these are 2 answers again. So 4 answers so far, and you can see the current theme. I'm scared of losing money. And this last answer was I'm concerned about losing money, fear of losing. So it was like 6 or 7 responses, and they were all the same, which was kind of eerie. Now, a couple other people said they were, scared because they're moving from paper to real money. One person said they were kind of uncomfortable with all the new strategies, and one person said lack of commitment. But overwhelmingly, everybody said, hey, I'm scared of losing money. So I won't be able to address that fully on this call. It's a discovery process for you, and it will take you a while to work through this. But I wanted to share my personal beliefs, and my personal beliefs is I don't believe in overcoming the fear of trading. And I honestly had titled this slide, Overcoming the Fear of Trading, and then I thought about it. I said, you know what, that's a total lie, Travis, because I don't believe in overcoming the fear of trading. What I do believe in is managing that fear. I never overcame my fear of losing money. Never. I haven't overcome a lot of my fears, but I've learned to work around my issues. I have issues from, losing everything with my real estate business. So I'm still scared of losing money, which makes me a scaredy cat nowadays, which is, why I am super conservative and why I sit on the sidelines a lot. When I'm looking at the market and the market is kind of indecisive here, I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to risk losing money. I only risk 1 to 2% of my total account on every trade, at least a short-term account, because I still have that fear there of losing money. So how did I manage that fear? Well, I found a way to trade that still allowed me to be fearful, but if I make a mistake, it doesn't hurt me too bad. All right? So that's my first tip. My first tip is invest in such a way that when you do make a mistake, it doesn't hurt you. And that's, again, following things I've already taught you, the 2% rule, diversification, kind of, that's what we've all been taught, spreading out your money in different asset classes or different strategies, the 3-step process to trade confidently and profitably. You remember that? Back testing, forward testing on paper, then forward testing with real money, and then a couple other things. All right, so essentially you can invest in such a way that when you make a mistake, it doesn't hurt you. We do this now with real estate. I'm like, you know what? I know what it feels like when all of your properties go empty, you have a bunch of debt, and you still have to service those mortgages. So I said, you know what? I want to only carry so much debt that if something happened and I needed to sell all my properties for 50% of versus what they're worth. A $100,000 house worth $100,000, I'd sell it for $50,000. It'd probably, sell with no problem. It won't sit on the market for months. Anybody that has, can get qualified would buy that. And I want to have it to a point there where if you had to sold all of our properties, at least cover the debt. Okay. See, I'm not getting rid of my fear, but I'm just managing it. I'm saying, you know what, no more fully leveraging properties, having 100% debt on. No more. It's not me. I've been through the worst case scenario. Been there, done that. Don't want to do it again. So, second tip is check your beliefs. All right. Then look for the truth. All right. I'm going to put a link up on this video, a Tony Robbins video about beliefs. It really helped me out. I'm going to share it with you. The second truth, first check your beliefs. The truth is, first is one going to be in this video. The second truth is, think about the nature of options. You know calls and puts. 98% of the population does not even know what it is, much less how to use it. You know how to make money in up, down, or sideways markets. That's the truth. What is there to fear? Market crash? Buy some puts, baby. Cash in. You will make a ton. What's the fear? Okay. I think I know where the fear is coming from, in my opinion, which I'll share in a second. But again, check your beliefs, then look for the truth. Third tip, in my opinion, you're not afraid of losing money. What you're really afraid of is yourself, right? So let me explain. Think about this. We've all lost money before, right? Every last one of us. We lost money at some time in the past. It doesn't even have to do with investing. It could be something else. But even investing, especially if you've had your money in a mutual fund or managed by a financial planner, you've lost money before, right? So what happened after you lost? Nothing. Life moved on. You're still alive. You survived. Yes, you may have a few bumps and bruises, but you survived. So you've already experienced what you fear. So I don't really think the fear is coming from there. What I think the fear is coming from is you lack confidence in yourself. And again, this is just my opinion. It doesn't make it right or wrong. It just makes it my opinion based on my experience. Because I recognize that for years you've been told that, hey, you shouldn't manage your money, it's too risky. You should instead give it to a money-sucking mutual fund that's you're going to put money in it for 10 years. 10 years later, it's going to be less than what it was worth. Your money just disappeared. And when you look at your statements, you can't find out where it went to, right? That's the reality of mutual funds. And so they've trained you to kind of look for someone else to tell you what to do with your money, when in reality, all wealthy people are independent thinkers, and they think for themselves. So the other people, I don't want to get sued for defamation of character, but let's just say the experts, they've kind of eroded your confidence in your own intelligence. And here I come along like, hey, options are great. You can make 2 to 5% a month, make money in any market environment. And I am trying to teach you and force you to make decisions that you've never been trained to make before. And that's scary. That's scary as heck. Okay? I am trying to get you to make decisions that you've never been trained before, and it is scary. But just know that if you allow other people to make your investment decisions for you, then you risk, any chance of freedom and independence. And that's my opinion. So the only analogy I could come up with, think about driving a car. For most people, driving a car on a highway was kind of scary at first, but now it's like we mindlessly drive our car, and for a lot of people, they tweet, text, talk, and everything else while they're driving. That's scary to me. I'm like, especially when I'm riding beside them, I'm like, they're not even looking at the road. They're like looking at their phone. It's like they could run into me, but, all that stuff was scary at first, but over time it gets easier. All right, so, and I think that's the next point I put here. I put, it's scary at first, but over time it gets easier. And the second thing is just remember, you are in control of how much you lose, right? You are in control of it. It's one of the few things that we're actually in control of. We're not in control of when we're born or when we die, but you are in control of how much you lose. So you should be empowered by that. The stock market can never do more harm to you than you let it. That's what you're in control of. And I control that by the 2% and all that other stuff. I'm like, you know what? I want to make sure that if something happens, we have a terrorist attack, market crash, I don't lose a lot, and I can sleep better because I recognize that I may not be in control of the stock market, but I am in control of what I do with my money. And so that's how I kind of trade in spite of fear. And again, I won't be able to fully address all of that here in this call. I will, over time, if I get more analogies or more tips, I can share with you. But I just wanted to share some of that based on my experience. That's where sometimes I think that fear is coming from. It's really a lot of lack of confidence in yourself based on what we've been taught over the years. Okay, so we're over time. I don't have time for open Q&A right now. I hope I got everybody's questions. If not, please email me if I missed your question tonight. Go ahead and email me. But your final takeaways for tonight is life getting in the way, or are you living life your way? Susan, I saw your message. Is life getting in the way, or are you living life your way? Next thing, have you thought about what happens after what happens next? And one of my mentors told me that he was watching some TV show this weekend, and this guy said, have you thought about what happens after what happens next? I said, that is a great trading question. All right. So that's one way you can manage that fear. Have you thought about what happens after what happens next? All right. I prepare for worst case scenario. That's how I think about what happens after what happens next. If I get in this trade and the stock crashes to zero, what am I going to do? Okay. Now the homework for you is going to be a tough exercise if you choose to do it. One of my former mentors gave me. Truly, 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 truly liberating. One of the best things I have ever done in my life. Took a ton off of my shoulders. I grew up, in an abusive environment without a dad. Dad died of cancer, all that. Those fears were running my life. And he said, you know what, Travis? Write down your worst fears in life and then devise a plan as to what you will do if that fear happens. And one of my worst fears is, getting cancer and dying early. So I said, okay, well, if that happens, what am I going to do? And so we devised a plan that kind of worked for us and our family. I don't have that fear anymore. I'm like, yeah, if it happens, it happens. Great. Family's taken care of. I'm good to go. I'm living my life fully. But it's a tough exercise, but I want you to do it. And then, if you have any breakthroughs, aha moments when you do it, let us know. You don't have to share it with us. It's totally private. But in the privacy of your own home, please do it. If you want a breakthrough, do this. Write down your worst fear in life or your worst 3 fears in life. Then devise a plan as to what you will do if that fear happens. And you know what would happen? I'm not going to tell you. You're going to have to do it and then email me and see if you have the same breakthrough we had. All right. You all take care. Have a great week, and I'll talk to you next live call. All right. Take care. Bye-bye.